One. Hi, I'm Tim Gordon of thefilmgordon.com, and welcome to Real Reviews. On this show, we discuss my views on upcoming films, where we invite you to experience film through the eyes of a true film addict. You can also read or listen to past reviews either on thefilmgordon.com or subscribe to this podcast on our YouTube channel. And we also invite you to follow us at Film Gordon on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Now, this week on the show, after a Black soldier is recommended for promotion, he spends the weekend with a young French woman in the story of a 3-day pass. Now, the re-release of the directorial debut from revolutionary filmmaker Melvin Van Peebles, who also wrote the black and white film based on a novel he wrote in French, La Permission. Now, the film opens on Turner, played by Harry Bard, who's preparing to find out if he will get a much-desired promotion. As he admires himself in the mirror, his reflection or subconscious says to him that he has a good chance since he's perceived to be an Uncle Tom, or the captain's new colored boy. Sure enough, Turner learns that he will not only receive the promotion, but a weekend pass before his new duties begin the following Monday. Now, before he's dismissed, the captain rattles on about his ability to trust his soldiers, explaining the correlation between placing his confidence in his men, sounding much like a slave master explaining how a slave should react when given a little freedom. Soon, Turner finds himself strolling the streets of Paris, taking in all the sights. Later that night, he goes to a nightclub where he meets a white French shop clerk named Miriam, played by Nicole Berger. Slowly, the two find that they enjoy each other, and after Turner invites her to spend the rest of the weekend with him, she gladly accepts. Over the next 2 days, they explore each other in the bed, oftentimes in stereotypical imaginary visual collages throughout the city of lights, growing closer to one another. But while they simply want to enjoy each other's company, the specter of race hangs over the proceedings. The next night, while out with Miriam at a club, he takes offense when a French singer refers to him as Blackie. Now, after taking a beating and being tossed from the club, Miriam explains that his insult was somewhat justified since he is Black. The following afternoon, while at the beach, several of Turner's army mates see him, and as they playfully tease him, Miriam emerges from the water, and instantly their countenance changes. It is in this moment that his worst fears are realized, that once word gets back to the captain, he has lost his promotion. But before his leave is over, he and Miriam spend one final night together where they profess their love for each other and promise to keep in touch. She assures him that the captain won't take action and everything will be all right. I'll let you guess his reaction. Now, based on the French novel La Permission, Van Peebles' interracial romance was released 1 year after Sidney Poitier's Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. Now, unlike the romance in that film, there's a freedom that exists between Turner and Miriam in Paris that doesn't exist in the restrictive space between Poitier's John and Catherine Houghton's Joey. Now, that small but significant difference in these two stories with similar themes spotlights the wide gulf in attitudes between the American culture and as well as the European culture during the late 1960s. But while miscegenation was more accepted in Europe, there still possessed a degree of risk when dealing with American attitudes. Now, re-released after 54 years, the story of a 3-day pass marked an audacious debut for Van Peebles, who would parlay the success of this film into the 1970s studio release Watermelon Man, and later his landmark revolutionary treatise, Sweet Sweetback's Badass Song, released 1 year later in 1971. Now, considered to be one of the most important films in the history of African-American cinema, Sweetback led to the creation of the blaxploitation genre, largely consisting of exploitation films made by white directors. Now, one of Van Peebles' direct influences, Spike Lee put it bluntly when he stated, "Sweet Sweetback's Badass Song gave us all the answers we needed. This was an example of how to make a film, a real movie, distribute it yourself, and most importantly, get paid. Without Sweetback, who knows if there could have been a She's Gotta Have It, Hollywood Shuffle, or House Party. Now, despite Van Peebles' impact on modern Black filmmakers, this French wave style avant-garde story not just propelled him to greatness, but launched a Black cinematic movement. And after a year, of racial reckoning, the issues that the film highlights remain as prevalent today as they were in 1968. Now, while the story of A 3-Day Pass was Van Peebles' cinematic beginning, the film's take-home message continues to resonate as his story prematurely ignited a cinematic spark that still continues to rage. I gave the story of A 3-Day Pass a B. And the new 4K restoration of this film opens May the 7th at the Film Forum in New York and Lamel NoHo in Los Angeles. Now, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel or read current or past reviews on thefilmgordon.com. You can also follow us at Film Gordon on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Thank you, and we'll see you on the other side. You enjoy your day, and we'll see you soon. Good night.